Right, welcome back to the Higher Heart Warrior channel. My name is Khadija. So today, as you can see by the title, we're going to be getting some shamanic healing for your shadow. So using this deck, which is the, the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, we're going to be getting how you can start to heal this shadow aspect of self with the Nyx, the Wisdom of the House of Night deck. We're going to be getting what the shadow aspect is, and then with the Soul's Journey and the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms decks, we're going to see what this shadow is trying to teach you. So let's jump right in. All right, so this isn't going to be a pick a pile. So if you've been drawn to this reading, then this message is for you. All right, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna shuffle the cards, and I'd like you to take a deep breath with me. Breathe in and breathe out. What is the collective's shadow trying to get them to see, to pay attention to? It's been a while since I've done a collective reading like this, so we'll see how it goes. Hope you're well. Think about in your mind what aspect of shadow could use some extra help. All right. Also, I will say for some of you, when I was pre-shuffling, the number 222 came up, and also the idea of people pleasing and staying in particularly romantic relationships longer than you should, simply because you don't want to let somebody down or make them feel abandoned. That's specific for just a few people, but let's see what the goddess Nyx has to say about this shadow aspect. Oh, okay. So we have the number 24 with lust. And that goes into like the romantic relationships. It could also be that you don't want to be out of this relationship because the sex is good, or they make you feel wanted sexually, because otherwise you would feel invisible. For some of you, okay, so if you're still watching, there's an aspect of your sense of worth that is coming to the forefront right now, particularly in romantic relationships where the sex is the main focal point of the relationship, making you feel like you have a sense of intimacy with the physical sex, but like intimacy is more than just physical sex. Like it's I keep saying physical sex, that's not even a thing. Like it's a thing, but like I think you're very focused on the physical contact, the sex in relationships, romantic relationships, and you think that by doing it, you won't feel invisible, but in the end, you feel invisible and used. Now, if you don't feel that way, then don't take it on. I'm speaking directly to somebody who already feels that way. This was just confirmation. Okay, this took a turn, but this coming to your attention right now to be healed, what is it trying to help you heal deeper? Because it's not simply about the sex. Like, the lust is a symptom of a deeper root issue. I feel like for so far, if any of this is resonating with you, it seems like your sense of self-worth is really tied to doing things for other people and being of service. But in this particular example, in this particular case, you're doing a disservice to yourself because you end up feeling used and invisible. And that's because you're doing these things, maybe these sexual acts, it may be, and if, you're like, well, I'm not in a relationship, okay, and you're not having sex, okay, then it goes to this point. Maybe that was a past behavior you used to have, and now you try to focus all your attention on doing things for other people to make yourself feel seen, to make yourself feel bigger, to make yourself take up space. But if it's coming from a place of lack, as in, I need to be of service in order to feel seen, in order to feel valid, in order to feel worthy, it's coming from a place of, it's not coming from a place of empowerment, it's coming from a place of disempowerment, and ultimately a wound that needs some attention. And the way you can start to heal that now, this Mystical Shaman Oracle deck I have not used in about a year, so I am going to read the essence for you, which is the timeless message, as well as the invitation, which is like a call to action. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. Right. There's more than enough love to go around without you needing to offer your services or to do things for people. You're lovable without having to do things for people. You are worthy of receiving love and affection without having to make other people happy by doing things for them. So the invitation says, you've planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. The way that I interpret that, given the context of this reading, is, well, there's two ways I could look at that. You've worked really hard to earn this affection, this connection, this attention from others. And so there are times when the amount of effort and energy you've put in has not been reciprocated. And the reason it hasn't been able to be reciprocated is because it's coming from a place, you're doing it for the wrong reasons and with the wrong people. Because the right people will see your worth without you having to do anything to earn it. also, the other way is now is the opportunity for you to take a really good look at the reasoning behind why you do things for other people. Are you doing it because you actually want to do it? Or have you learned to think you want to do something because you want to get a desired result from doing it, or a desired emotion from doing it? And then for 38, the mystical shaman. Oh, I guess there's only... The essence is, this is a symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a myth, into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all elements of life have spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. The way that to me, comes across for this context is everything that I've said so far. If you're still here, if you're still watching, everything that I've said so far has not been a judgment or condemnation of you or your character. It has simply been to point out an aspect of self that could use love and compassion. And then after that love and compassion, even during that love and compassion that you're giving it, awareness and then action to make those changes if you want to. You don't have to. But this is an opportunity for you to work through, alchemize those energies into a learning experience for you to grow into your truest self. Again, it's not to pass judgment. And then the invitation is, when the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. If I'm interpreting that for this context, the shadow aspect is not something that you even necessarily have to change if you don't want to. If you think, and I'm saying this without judgment, if you think that there's nothing wrong with feeling good when you help others, regardless of where it's coming from, then that's your choice. That's your prerogative. All of this whole reading, this whole concept of shamanic healing for your shadows is to, first and foremost, help you get acquainted with your shadow. Get to know your shadow. And if you're able to, love that part of your shadow. And then if at one point down the line you decide, okay, maybe there's something behind this, then at that point in time you can go back and address it. But otherwise, if you see nothing wrong with it, then again, it's your life, it's your choice, right? I just want to see. Yeah, do it without any guilt. If you know, like, if you're okay with these aspects of yourself, then okay, then you're okay with it. You can release the guilt if there is any. But I feel like I feel like if you're still here, there's something about the message that I started with that was like, oh, dang. All right. Yep. And that could come from a little bit of guilt. But working through that guilt is also part of the shadow work. Like, it's a spiral. It goes, working through your shadow goes in a spiral. It's not a straight line. So maybe you start doing shadow work on your sense of self-worth, and then you realize it's tied to guilt or shame from a past experience. And then you're like, well, you know, that past version of me did the best they could with what they knew, and you work through the guilt of that and release that old story. And in the process, you gain a sense of understanding why you make the choices that you do. Understanding why you help people or do things to help people or go out of your way to help people. Just trying to understand, just stopping and thinking about your motivations behind why you do things can be good enough. It is good enough. It is a step further than a lot of people ever make it. So this reading isn't to shame or to guilt anybody's, you know, sex life. It is more to bring awareness and to just shine a light in the places that don't get a lot of love or light. And lastly, we're going to look here, Ghost Dance, the number 22. Didn't I mention 222? Oh shit. I just realized. Look. 2, 2, 2, and then they're right next to each other. I love that. Okay. So I'm just going to read the book for this one and then call it. All right. The Ghost Dance of the American Plains Indigenous People united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. I should have freaking said it. I feel like it could be helpful for you if you've stayed this whole time to also look into your past lives and possibly get a past life reading. I do offer those on my website, higherheartwarriorchannel.com. But I think it could be really helpful for you because I feel like maybe some of these these feelings that you have regarding your self-worth and attachment to or using sexual acts to make you feel better could be tied to past life experiences. And it could help you to work through those past life experiences so that you can get clearer on what's this life and what was the past. The invitation for you is There's a message of healing and powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage of your life, you are done repeating the tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you, and write a new story for your life. So the medicine, remember I mentioned that is something that, did I not mention that? No, I didn't. It is pretty much like a lesson, something that you need to bring into balance. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth or opportunities missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors, collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. So this relationship that I mentioned in the beginning could actually be a past life connection that would best be left in the past. Very interesting. Let me know, please, if any of this was helpful, if it resonated, in the comments below. I really appreciate your likes, your subscription, and just interacting with me so that I can know what direction to gear these readings for. I want to be of service. All right, so I will see you next week, Saturday, 8 a.m. I post every week. And yes, thank you. Have a good day.